Hey, lovelies! Welcome back! Welcome back to the beauty and the desolate wonder of Disco Elysium. Where were we? We were making progress, weren't we? We were in that apartment building. We managed to speak to someone who seemed to know a little bit about what was going on, if you remember. And now we're in here, which is a little odd. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. What is going on here? Hello. Flip up glasses. Let's have a look at those, shall we? What are they? Clothes. What have we here? Oof. White satin shirt. The satin shirt used to be fancy. It used to really catch the light. Now it smells like someone took a piss in the armpits. Nice. Orange bum hat. An orange beanie with a couple of big ass holes on the side. It looks like it might have been used as a mask during an armed robbery. Maybe not. Flip-up glasses, the auditor. +1 logic, -1 authority. Oh, that's pretty good. These flip-up glasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favoured by organised crime accountants who desire to look cool. Well, I'm going to wear those, so... What does the hat do? +1 reaction speed, but -1 rhetoric. No, I don't want that. What about the shirt? +1 to conceptualization. Right. +1 physical instrument. No, I'm not that interested in that, if I'm perfectly honest. What else have we got? A kind green ape pen. A pen with a green ape head on one end. The ape has closed its eyes, a kind expression adorning its face. It seems to be meditating. Well, isn't that nice? Antique Belle Margrave rifle. Wow. Anything we can interact with that we haven't yet? Oh, the map of Martinez. A worn and torn map of Martinez area dating back from 48. A title on the top reads, Bienvenue à Revachol. It's a bit out of date as it was originally created by a design studio in a failed attempt to spruce up Martinez and turn it into a fancy tourist location. Best of luck on that one.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
So it's a bit old. Trace a path through the grid.
Moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Put the map away. That's kind of cool. So we can actually we actually do have a map. So that's rather nice. Look at this. Horseback monument. The Hanged Man. Wow. Look at this, is gorgeous. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? And it also tells us where there are checks that we need to make. How brilliant is that? That's fabulous. I must remember that. The box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. Nice. What a pleasant place to live. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Oh, there's some funny sounds in here, I can tell you. Apartment number 12. A loud rumbling snore comes from within. The snoring is scary somehow. You should leave. Ooh, okay. It's a little disturbing, isn't it? Hello? Oh my god, look at this. It's a communal bathroom. Oh, this is bad. These shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Delicious. I will take that. Little bit of money. It's always a good thing. There's the balcony exit. That's where our friend went, of course. What's this? Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. Ooh. Lovely.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. It's a
Examine the
solid lump
padlock.
of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Time for a little snip snip, do hand
You
scissors.
seem committed to it, so go on.
Use the chain cutters to cut the padlock. Let's knock
No
first.
reply.
No, okay. Let's give it a go.
What
Nope.
are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working.
God
I
damn
believe
it.
it's the shackle you mean to cut.
The lieutenant points to the corroded loop with a
He's
gloved
just
finger.
trying to help. Don't take it bad.
Don't you
Relax.
think that's what I'm trying to do?
Perhaps you should give it another go.
Okay. Oh, it's high now. Oh, we've got +1. Kim pointed out the shackle.
What are you doing?
No.
You're trying to cut the body of the lock.
I believe it's the shackle.
He's just trying to help.
Okay.
Don't take it.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
No, it's locked now because we failed twice. But we can come back. We can do it again. That's no problem. I will take all the real that I can get. Oh,
You
there's someone
hear
up there.
someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door.
You can't really blame
Feel
them, can
tension
you?
on the other side.
Who is this?
Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police.
Do I
Open
have
up.
to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a
Do
defensive
you have
edge.
a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
No, I don't suppose we do yet. Ooh. Item gain. Postcard. Boogie Street 46. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open-air market in Boogie Street 5 years ago. A vendor smiles as dead roosters lie in his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows onto the muddy street. Blurry shadows of people pass. Interesting. The door is number 9 and locked. Hello? Apartment number 8. Their mailbox is overflowing. Hello, you.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty
The
breathing.
cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief.
This woman's health is failing her.
Clearly.
There's not much to do. Not in this damp.
Are you alright? Should I
I'm
call a doctor?
Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her
You're
cheeks.
still worried. It's very worrying.
Yeah.
What do you want from me, policeman?
I'm looking for Martin Martinez. Yeah.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
She smiles a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention the name. No, you don't understand. I'm looking for a real person named Martin Martinez. He told me he's Martin Martinez.
Brain. Someone played a trick on you.
Yeah.
Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Tim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Yeah, clearly.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony? You know where he
Yes,
lives?
yes. I know who you mean.
The screw-
scrawny
yeah.
boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No, oh, he's wanted for murder. He's going away for life. No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
Oh dear. The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her
He
breath.
lives upstairs in room 28. Go
Yay!
to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you.
Excellent.
We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Thanks, I'm off. For now. The graffito says a firing squad for the rich. Couldn't agree more. A note reads, foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. Oh, look at this place. Oh, hello. Waves crashing in the darkness.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
Rub your sides for
Former
warmth.
architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face, the plan. Her
Is red
face.
from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The
Faint
plan?
pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Look
It's
around
clean
yourself.
and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room.
How very peculiar. Someone has torn the wall down. Hello? Yes, we'll have that, definitely. An old grocery list on the table and checks. That's onto the balcony. That's an exit. I suppose we should go onto the balcony now, shouldn't we? Let's have a look. Curiouser and curiouser. We are delving deeper into this mystery. I wonder who the skinny guy is and what he actually did see. Or how he's involved, even. Assuming he is. You know, Kitsuragi is not the only companion you can have. You can get Kuno as a companion, I do believe, which is, well, you can imagine what that's like. Okay, look at this. Oh my god, I wouldn't want to be walking on this. Look at the state of it. Hello.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Don't use that term with me. I am the law. Let's start with your blood type. Hep. Yeah. When were you last? Just answer some questions. No need to get defensive. Just answer some questions.
Ask away, pigman.
Oh
I
dear.
don't promise to answer.
Despite the sash, she puts the brush
She's
aside.
grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways.
Ah.
That smell coming from her paint bucket, it's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil.
You keep looking off the side. What are you looking
nods
at?
disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked
Oh, yeah.
next to the pier. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
Ah, Margaret Thatcher. Joyce Messier.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, who is
Probably
she?
the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's
Okay.
a professional negotiator, though. I
Ah.
have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Kitsuragi so gets us, doesn't he? He so gets
Good
us.
idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good.
Oh dear.
Pound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit.
Is that what you're
I
doing?
haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. So you don't know what to write. I won't have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, and Mona was here.
It's true, we've seen it. Much of
We
it.
rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cabs. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it? I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. This is hooliganism. I don't have an opinion. I lied. I love public art.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Absolutely.
Listened her desire to deface the building.
Ha ha ha! Reverse psychology. Brilliant. Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
That's true.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
That's true.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
You're as bad as Cuno. Is that heavy fuel
Red
oil?
dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
You say he's studying the contents of Cindy's
What
bucket.
did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
You better hand it over. That's some clever cultural commentary. That's
We ain't seen nothing yet.
that was actually my thought, you know. So yeah, piggy boo. That's fun. Catch you later,
Watch
Cindy.
your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Ungulate. Ooh, I like it. Look at the skull. That's ace, isn't it? That leads back indoors, I take it. Ungulate. Do you get the impression we're not well liked in these parts? I've got coffee, by the way. Once again, it's getting late, and our chappie here has had nothing but drink. He must be in such a state. Hello, where the bloody hell are we? Oh, it's like the oh, someone's been sleeping here recently. Okay, coal. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. What's this? Oh, I will take those. Pour l'homme labourer jeans. Oh, those are bound to be better than what we've got. Let's have a look. Let's see, what do they do? +1 to electrochemistry, godass. -1 to reaction speed, hide-sighted. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric, you can't but wonder if wearing them would start moulding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Well, oh my god, we look fabulous, don't we? With our marigolds and whatnot and our glasses, we look fantastic. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but you know, why not? I actually meant to do this.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something soft yet crinkly.
Take the item out.
It's a chewing gum wrapper.
Oh, joyous.
It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. Not familiar in a good way, you might say. There's pain in there somewhere.
Oh dear. Are we going to get another sort of hideous flashback? I think we might, you know. Yeah, it's interactable, so... suppose we should do it. A gleaming chewing gum wrapper found in the pocket of the labourer jeans. It gives off an ever so faint scent of apricots. Your mouth starts watering. Let's have a look then.
Chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots, with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon.
Why do you even care about this?
There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper. Yet you're drawn to it.
I love this kind of storytelling where people see significance in everything, where it's like it's an examination of the way the mind works. I love this so much.
By regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please.
Why do I even
Good
care?
question.
It's just going to carry on, yeah.
Drawn by regret.
I'll hang on to it,
Carefully
yeah.
fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even. Despite the strange feeling of regret.
Okay. Whatever. I love it. I love it. Those little touchstones of character development are just sublime, aren't they? This is one of the best narrative games in existence, I'm telling you. There's nothing on earth like it. There's not a narrative experience like it. It's such a strange thing, and it's probably one of my favourite games, I'll be honest. It's probably one of the best I've ever played. Right up there with the likes of Pathologic, yeah? Okay, right, so there's you, Cindy. You're doing your thing. What have we got going on here? The door is locked. Well, isn't that tits? Above, tops flap in the wind, forgotten hammers and nails rust. Must remember that Cindy's here. I get the impression she's going to be useful later. But we can get out onto the other balcony, the one that Martin Martinez, quote-unquote, was in. Maybe we should go and have a look. Great music. Great music. Skill points can also buy new thought cabinet slots or forget old thoughts. Okay, well, I'll remember that. There's you. Can't get in there yet. There's an exit there. But there's also the way out onto the balcony here, I believe. Is it here? No. It's here, isn't it? There we are. That's where our friend was. Let's see if we can chase him down and get some answers out of him. This is the way the old lady directed us, so maybe we should speak to her a little bit more. I mean, we didn't ask who she is or anything like that. It's probably not relevant, but the irrelevant stuff is what makes this game. It's a brilliant narrative. I mean, there's a lot of lessons to be learnt here. It reminds me, like in narrative structure, it reminds me of Gormenghast. I know that's really weird, but it reminds me of Gormenghast, the way you have all of these weird little asides and the characters react in strange ways and are so idiosyncratic. Ooh, let's follow this. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. A broken box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Yeah, this is definitely where he was, isn't it? And he went this way, I do believe. But, oh wow, there's lots of stuff here. Is that a plant? Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus! Well, why not? Oh, that's not going to let us in, is it? Just the door, nothing for you here right now. Okay. Take your word for it.
This door is made of metal
Ah.
and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
It's really clever because if you look, it's signposted. It's got that purple sign above it, which signals it out. And also, it's the only one with the window drawn and a light on inside. Really
Number
clever.
28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
It's true. Reaction
Let's see if
speed.
anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Yeah, of
Looks
course
like
they
the
do.
gentleman we are looking for isn't home.
I think he is
I think
home.
our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold
We should
spring air.
return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good. Tomorrow at 9.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Right
Okay.
here. Apartment number 28.
He writes it down into his little notebook. Okay,
Remember.
so...
Tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Okay, leave. Interesting. So I've got to come back tomorrow. This apartment is number 29. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. This is the apartment to number 30. It's just going to keep saying the same thing. Voices from within singing along to some buoyant dance track. Ooh, there's a way up there as well. But I can't seem to get over there. What's this? Oh, yes please. Thank you very much. Gonna have to stop nicking all this money. Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow then at 9 o'clock. Must remember. Mental note, ladies and gentlemen. Remind me. Shout at me or something, you know? Okie dokie. Let's move on. There's still lots of stuff to do. We need to go and talk to the lady on the boat, for one thing. Let's go do that. There's an exit around here, isn't there? Hello! Here we are. Need to do something behind Lieutenant Kitsuragi's back. I love that. The fact that you can do that is brilliant. It's also sometimes wise. It's something you actually do need to do. Oh, still raining. We really do need to go and get that raincoat, don't we? At some point. A shower would be nice too. Oh god, where are we? What the? Looks like there was some, more construction here once, decades ago. I love the aesthetic, don't you? The way everything is falling apart. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. Cape Side Apartments. Okay. Rue de Saint Lane, a roundabout north. Okay. Oh, hello! What's this? Single blue naval coat. This sounds fun. Well. Look at this. +1 suggestion, -1 half-light. Offer serial poise. Aye, Captain. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it. Well, yeah. Oh dear. It doesn't suit us at all, but I'll take it. It's better than what we were wearing, that's for damn sure. We are now almost entirely clothed in shit we found in the trash. Suits us. Yeah, I'll take that. Why not? The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. It is pretty, isn't it? Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint Lane, 33A. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this shop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your entire life. It's probably true. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface. Hello?
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
I wonder if she was, like, modelled after Margaret Thatcher. She looks like her.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Well, that's an interesting presumption. She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
My maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. What exactly is the RCM? I remember hearing it from somewhere. What gave us away?
Honestly, I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Nice one.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
I'm not a drunk, I'm a police officer. Shake her
I'm
hand.
glad to see you here.
Grip is tight and
I was
cold.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
He is a great buddy, isn't he, Kitsuragi?
Interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Fabulous.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Coeur d'Elaty 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
The
Okay.
word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Ooh, cool, but your boat really needs a name.
How about Coeur d'Elaty 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat, it makes a hollow
Because
sound.
it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called ExaggeratedElegy, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores? The sleek fish. X something. How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I don't know. Feels pretty. I just like the name for some reason. After a Renaissance Dolores Day.
Not really big on moralist symbols. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you.
What kind of boat is
It's
it?
a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you
My
like it?
sloop, I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Let's talk some more about this boat you're on. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they
The
do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing.
Okay.
See those airships there, blinking?
Hmm.
Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Okie
She
dokie.
enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
20 billion.
A billion?
And what exactly is a billion? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. The money I owe is so much less than that. Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these
They
billions?
started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
So they're the East India Trading Company,
Centuries
effectively.
of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
That's quite the endeavour indeed. You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company's nothing without them. Ooh, that's all I needed to know. Yeah,
We built this district.
she says
All
calmly.
the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall
Before
rises.
Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter.
I imagine it
I'm
is.
here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says in a warm tone.
Okay. What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right
Oh.
up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets? What is your role in this
I
precisely?
believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Oh, so she's a go-between,
And how are the
effectively.
talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Ah, now we get
Now
down
they
to
won't
it.
even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yes, we've met him. You mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How were the talks going before the
Let's say
lynching?
I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
Oh my god,
Yes,
that's
in
ages
the middle
ago.
of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his
I
notes.
wasn't the original negotiator here.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She pauses to
Fuck
compose
off,
herself.
midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What are their
There are
demands?
leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Okay, I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Not hard communist enough for me.
Personally, I agree. It lacks the pizzazzo of every worker a member of the board.
What exactly do they mean by it, though? What's the
It's
demand?
quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what, about anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
That sounds fair
Just
to
so
me.
you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
The king is dead, long live the workers.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Yeah.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Yeah.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Yeah,
It's
obviously.
implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Edward Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. It is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Oh, bloody
It's how
hell.
they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right
I'm not.
expression.
The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Eee.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Evrat and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Yeah. A giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol. Basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these
Of
things.
course, officer.
One more thing, you said something happened in the
I'm
elections.
glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
That is weird.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter.
There are so many forces at
The
work
point of
here.
the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's
Of
change the
course.
topic.
How else can I help?
Okay. This reality. Can I have some money? What can I tell you about this
Quite a few
lynching?
things, I'm afraid.
Ah, she falls silent for a moment, contemplating
The
something.
information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Ah,
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious.
she returns the.
that,
Yeah. Oh no.
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
See. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
I hope it's not encephalopathic. That would be really bad. That means that we're probably really, really
I
ill.
do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Oh, god damn it.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Okay, let's give it a go.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement
I will be
credentials.
frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors.
Okay.
They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Yeah, like
Reports
what?
from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The
Alright.
company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or
Possibly.
you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
I think that's very
Detective,
likely.
A word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam.
Hey,
Who, me?
yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again.
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Can't argue with that. We should all stop building love. Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner. Can't argue with
So,
that.
what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's a word on the
You
street?
keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impel all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those. Alright, that sounds like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Okay, it's too tiring. I don't have it in me. I'm beat down and broken. Roll up your sleeves and start, yeah.
Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Finish the thought. Go for it. Okay, and let's talk to Kitsuragi here. The lieutenant's voice is hushed. How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and, you know, not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Really? I thought it was going so
This
well.
woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
That's true.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle
I'm
it.
sure you will, detective.
What do you propose that we... let's get back to it then, yeah. Okay.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, tell me about the alleged
Quite
drug
straightforward.
trafficking.
Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Okay.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Yeah, for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics.
Sounds great.
Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
That's really odd, isn't
We're in
it?
logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Okay, and you want us to
Yes,
investigate?
but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Am I getting any bolt cutters for this? What do you mean?
Lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam. at the roundabout
Yes.
just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look. The racist lorry
I'll be
driver.
explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Okay. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We
Okay.
know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Interesting.
Here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded there like this, is
No.
it?
We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge.
Of
The road
course.
company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries.
Right.
However,
She pauses looking
this
into the
is a
sea.
limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have the union
How
is
do you think they're
involved?
financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with that source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Eek.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling
Yes?
investigation. We will take it, yeah.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout.
We've spoken to all of them,
Hopefully
actually.
One of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
I'm going to ask her that.
This reality.
She pulls her hood closer around her neck. It's related to that medical episode I have, remembering even the most basic terms of reality. Actually, now is not a good time. No time to explain, just give me the lowdown.
No, but please, a little context. We're not
Okay,
in such a hurry.
it's related to that medical
Ah.
episode.
Yes, the episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
She puts down her thermal cup and looks
Don't
at
be
you.
phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, you're in. Beginning with the first one, you'll appear worldly.
Oh god. What have we got here? Conceptualization. Okay, where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
What is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A
She
very
looks-
small district
Ah.
tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the revolution.
Yes, we've heard of that.
It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about
I'm not a
Martinez.
good ambassador. I've only been here once before. As a teenager.
Oh, right.
Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Oh, wow. You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the
Yes.
ocean?
We are on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Insulindic. That's a great name.
Lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
That's Martinez. What's a Revachol?
Revachol. Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
Great kind.
As
Okay.
if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol
History
great?
detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least.
Ah.
Our centuries.
Who built this
The
city?
nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
And why will it resolve
They
history?
say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why
We're
here?
standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean. The world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Okay, so we're pretty much at the centre of the world.
We're quite a way off. About
She points across the waters where the skyscrapers
22 kilometers from
rise.
the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look at the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time.
Oh, wow.
There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Say nothing. Observe the large body of water
She
swelling
observes
cold.
your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality.
Kitsuragi so gets us.
Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right, Lieutenant. I'll continue
Better
later.
not to eat all your candy at once.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Okay, we'll come. Well,
Glad to have been of assistance.
we'll come
Yes,
back
that I
later
know.
then. Thank you. That's
Of
all
course,
for now.
Detective.
Okay, well, we've got a lot done there, and we've got somewhere to go next, and that's exactly what we're gonna do when next we come back, my loves. Until then, bye bye.